Hello there. You're Paula, right? Paula Henson?
Yes, that's right. Who is this?
Well, if you must ask. I'm Andy's girlfriend.
Excuse me? Who is this Andy you're talking about?
Pardon me? I'm talking about your Andrew. Oh, I get it. You never called him by his nickname, Andy, is that it? It was always Andrew with you, huh? Guess he just doesn't have affection for you, lol.
I never heard that nickname before, but if you're talking about Andrew, yes, he's my husband.
I know all that.
So that means you are Andrew's mistress. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
How rude! Not a mistress. I'm his main woman. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I'm the one that's married to him, so that makes you his mistress, or better, his lover.
Yeah, whatever. Makes no difference. He's going to marry me one way or another.
I see. By the way, what's your name?
I'm Sarah, a young and beautiful college student. How could he resist, right?
Sarah, huh? Are you really having an affair with my husband? Are you sure you've got the right person? There are plenty of Andys around.
How could I be a mistake? And besides, I got this line address from Andy's cell phone.
I see. The reason why you're sending me this message online can only mean that you knew perfectly well that Andrew was married, but you went ahead and had an affair with him. Is that right?
Of course I knew he was married, lol. I saw his wedding band on his finger right off the bat. Oh yeah, I knew.
I see. So, does that mean you also know I'm pregnant?
Yeah, I know all about it. You guys couldn't have kids for a long time, so you had fertility treatments, right? Finally, after reaching 40 years old. Wow, having kids at that age can really take a toll, I hear. I can't imagine doing that.
Well, if you know that much, I guess what you're saying is true. You're really having an affair with my husband.
Finally believe me, huh? And also, I hate to tell you this, but I'm pregnant too.
Excuse me?
I don't have to tell you that the kid is Andy's. That's the story. Now all you have to do is divorce him, and Andy and I can live happily ever after. Actually, Andy was just saying the other day, I don't want a kid from a 40-year-old woman. I thought he was being a bit harsh, but it's kind of true, isn't it? He also said spending a fortune on fertility treatments was a high-risk, low-return endeavor, lol.
Did Andrew really say that?
With a young and healthy girl like me, I would have no problem giving him a beautiful kid. Oh yeah, by the time your kid graduates from college, you'll be a 60-year-old grandma. I just can't imagine it. If my folks showed up to my graduation and they were in their 60s, I would be super embarrassed. There is just no merit in giving birth at such an old age, lol.
Excuse me, but can we dispense with all this nonsense? So tell me, you contacted me just to tell me that you want a divorce because you're pregnant?
Yeah, that's about right. I'm going to be a young and beautiful wife with a beautiful child by a successful and handsome husband, unlike someone I know. As for Andy, I'm sure he would much rather have a young and beautiful wife as the mother of his child. Don't you agree? So, just divorce him, would you?
All right, I understand. Let me contact Andrew and verify this whole thing with him. I'll contact you later tomorrow.
Okay, but just hurry up, would you? At least before the baby is born, lol.
So that was the line message I got from some young girl named Sarah. Sorry to be an old lady. What do you plan to do about all this, Andrew?
Well, I was just, Did Sarah really tell you everything? What the hell is wrong with her?
What the hell is wrong with you, Romeo? Have you nothing to say? Which means what she said was true. So you seduced a girl 20 years younger than you and got her pregnant. Seriously?
Yeah, all true.
All true? I thought you would at least try denying it. I really don't understand what she sees in you. Have you lost your mind, Andrew?
I'm really sorry, Paula. I was just all stressed out with the fertility treatments and with work. She just sort of, took me off guard.
I don't need any of those meaningless excuses. Since when have you been seeing this, Sarah?
I guess I met here in February of this year.
So that means you've been seeing her for almost a year. And do you know that she's pregnant? Did you know about that?
Yeah, she told me last month that she was 2 months pregnant. But we haven't talked at all about what to do.
Pardon me? You haven't talked to her about any of this? What do you mean?
Well, what to do about the kid. Will we have it or not? And there's the problem of money.
You're really being irresponsible. You know that, right? Putting aside the fact that you had an affair while your own wife was pregnant, but you get this young girl pregnant and you have no plans on what you're going to do? Seriously? If that girl hadn't contacted me, were you just going to have 2 separate families and try and keep it all hush-hush? Was that your master plan? How the hell were you going to do that? You don't make enough to support 2 households. And besides, that kind of secret won't stay secret for long.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't thought it all through. It's not financially feasible, I know, but we have some money from your folks every month. I didn't kind of think maybe I could work it out.
Excuse me? Are you serious? Were you seriously thinking you could use money from my folks to support your little Jezebel?
No, I wasn't going to rely on you. It's just that...
How could it be any other way? You have totally outdone yourself, Andrew. The only solution I can think of is divorce.
Huh? Seriously? Divorce?
Of course! There is no other way. Do you really think I could continue living with someone who cheated on me? Even if we did manage to continue our marriage, it would be an uncomfortable existence. For both of us. And someday our child. Better that we get a divorce. I don't see any other way.
But... Well, I guess if you want that, I have no objection. You have your work, so you won't have a problem making a living and bringing up our child, but... Sarah, she's still young and will have a hard time alone.
Okay, so there's no other option but divorce. Let's get the paperwork done as soon as possible. I'm going to gather some of my things and go over to my parents' place. With me pregnant and all, I was planning on going back anyways. I'll contact you later about the details. Maybe it will be better if we give this a bit of time. Let things cool down. We'll talk later. Hello, Sarah. It's been a while.
Finally! I was wondering when you were going to reply. You've been ignoring me this whole week.
I've been pretty busy, as you can imagine. Let's not waste any more time and get down to business, shall we? I talked to my lawyer yesterday. Andrew was there too. Long story short, we decided to get divorced.
Yes! That was what I was waiting for! I'm really sorry about this. stealing your husband from you and all. It was me who urged you to get a divorce, you know. I know it's gonna be hard to get another guy at your age and with a child to boot. I wish you luck.
The discussion was also about financial compensation. The lawyer decided, and Andrew is in agreement, that we will demand $15,000 from you for damages.
Huh? Excuse me?
It would be helpful if you could pay that amount all at once, not in tiny installments. Could you do that? Besides, I don't want to have to be involved with you and Andy going forward. I urge you to borrow from your folks or go into debt or whatever, but a one-time payment would be appreciated. I suppose Andrew can pay it, but then again, I'll be demanding compensation from him too. I mean, child support and all.
Wait a sec. I have to pay? Why?
Of course you have to pay. You had an affair with a guy who was married. There are consequences for your actions. I have the legal right to demand compensation from you for stealing my husband. It's the law. Don't tell me you knew nothing about it.
But I'm pregnant. There is no way I can pay that much. I'm about to give birth to a child. I don't have that much money.
Yes, I understand your predicament, but that and this has no bearing. I have to go through the same thing. It's going to cost me money to raise my child up alone. So we're in the same dilemma. You're the one who approached my husband knowing full well he was married. I'm sure you were aware of the ramifications.
No, I did not know that. I can't pay that much. No way! Where the hell am I supposed to get $15,000? I only have a few $100s to my name, for God's sake.
What were you thinking when you first contacted me? You blurted out everything about your affair with my husband, even announcing that you were pregnant. And you thought there would be zero ramifications and you would live happily ever after with not a worry in the world? Is that it?
But, Andy never mentioned anything about paying that much money.
You two are made for each other. You people are living in fantasy land. At least Andrew admitted his error and agreed to pay the compensation. At least he has brains.
I can't pay $15,000. Please, stop this. I don't need this.
Okay then, I'll give you just one chance.
Chance? What kind of chance?
If you obey to everything I ask of you, then I won't ask you to pay $15,000.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. I could even put it in writing for you.
I'll take it. I'll do it. I'll do anything.
Okay, don't forget what you just said. I want you to marry Andrew and never, I mean never, divorce him. If you can promise that, I can forget about this whole thing.
Excuse me? That's it?
Yep, that's it. But if you don't marry him, or you get divorced, I'll demand that you pay that $15,000 right away. You got that?
Really? All I have to do is marry Andy? And that's it?
If you're not up to it, we can forget the whole thing. As long as I get my money, I'm happy.
No, wait, I'll do it. All I have to do is marry him, right? I do that and I don't have to pay, right? This is not some kind of sick joke, is it?
No joke. Besides, you're still young. You have a long life ahead of you. Your child is going to need your love and care. You will probably have to quit school once the child is born, become a full-time mom and all. There's probably a lot you have to learn going forward. So think of this $15,000 that I'm not demanding of you as a wedding gift to you and Andrew.
Paula, thank you so much. I was totally wrong about you. Thank you so much. I didn't think you were such a nice and compassionate person. I'm so sorry for all of this. I truly mean it, from the bottom of my heart. I said so many awful things to you. I really regret it. I'm really sorry about all of it.
Forget about it. It's all in the past. I just hope you and Andy and the child that's on the way will be happy. That's all I want.
I can't thank you enough. You can be sure, no. I'll try my best to make this work.
Hey, Paula! I heard the whole thing from Sarah. Thanks for what you did. Thanks for acknowledging our marriage.
Wait, what's this about? Besides, we're already divorced. I wish you wouldn't contact me anymore.
Right, but I just wanted to convey my gratitude. I know you did it for me and Sarah. Thanks so much. I couldn't believe you would dismiss the compensation as long as we got married. I mean, I thought you'd be more hostile toward us given the circumstances. You decided to show compassion for the baby, right? To be honest, if I had to pay you for damages, I'd be totally broke. I was wondering what I was gonna do. So I was extremely relieved to hear what you did. Thank you. Oh, about child support. I'll pay that, no problem.
Are you finished? I'm really not sure where you got things all wrong, but I'm still going to demand that you, not Sarah, pay compensation for what you did.
Wait, excuse me?
Don't be surprised, Andrew. Or should I call you Andy? I never said anything about you. You're not part of the deal. I only said Sarah would be exempt if she married you. That's all. But you, well, that's a different story. I will have you pay for all damages and child support. I would prefer to get all that as a one-time bulk payment. Can you do that?
Wait a sec, no way! But then, why only Sarah?
I don't know. She just seemed the type that would hold a grudge forever. I mean, when she first contacted me, she just went on and on without thinking of the consequences. She acts as though she's the victim or something. If I forced her to pay, I don't know what she would do to get back at me. I wouldn't put it past her to bring harm to me and my child in the future, so I figured it would be best to give her the upper hand, make her feel as if she's won. If I had to pick $15,000 or the safety of me and my family, well, I would definitely pick the latter. And the reason why I make these demands is to make sure you stay with her.
Seriously?
You'll probably come to your senses after a while. You'll probably wish you had paid that $15,000. Mark my words.
What do you mean by that? What are you up to?
Oh, yes, I should tell you. You're going to be relocated to the company's subsidiary up north pretty soon. So expect to be called in soon.
Wait, what? Up north? Relocated? Why? When did this happen?
What do you mean, why? Don't tell me you forgot. You do remember, right? You got into the company you're working at right now only because my brother vouched for you. The only reason you got to the position you're in at all is due to my connections. But what do? Instead of being grateful, you have an affair with a young girl and you get her pregnant. And then there's the divorce. I don't see why you could even remain at that company. Actually, you should be thankful you didn't get fired over this.
Yeah, I get it, but relocated up north? Seriously?
If you don't like it, quit and find another job. But you're already over 40 and not much to show on your resume. I'm really not confident that any company would hire you. But you can be sure of one thing. Your income will suffer.
But how can I survive?
Well, this is of your own making. You're just going to have to accept the reality and pay the compensation and child support while living up north. A middle-aged guy living in rural Michigan. When your little Sarah realizes what she's gotten herself into, she's going to be absolutely crushed. And the only way she can get out of this mess is to pay the $15,000. I'm pretty sure she'll grow resentful of you as time passes. And you'll also have to take care of your child. You'll probably have to continue working even after retirement. As kids grow older, it starts to cost a lot more to support them, too. It's not easy bringing up children. I just hope you're up to it. You'll probably be working well into your 70s. I really don't envy you.
Can't we work something out? My life, what am I gonna do?
I really don't care what happens to you, to be honest. But the child has done nothing wrong. I just hope you guys do the right thing and give your child the proper love and support. Oh, yeah, and finally...
What is it?
What did you mean by tired from the fertility treatments? The reason we couldn't have kids was because of you. But you tell her that I'm just an old lady and that you didn't want a child from some grandma. Isn't that what you said about me? Oh yeah, and high risk, no return. What's that about? Treating me like some old lady. I just pray that the child Sarah is carrying is really yours. I hope you rot in hell. Rural life will do you people some good. With that said, I hope you and Sarah and your love child have a long and prosperous life. Goodbye.
No, please, Paula, wait! Let's talk this through!
After that conversation, Andrew tried to get in touch with me numerous times. Our lawyer insisted that I cut all ties with them and not aggravate things. Well, after a while, he relented and paid the on-time compensation to me somehow, and continues to pay me child support. I heard that Sarah quit school, and soon after they got married, he was indeed relocated to a factory town in rural Michigan. They had to move out there on short notice, so no elaborate wedding ceremony or anything. You can imagine how Sarah felt about that. Apparently, they are living in a small apartment in town and trying to make ends meet. The cost of living in this area is much lower, but with all the debts he's got, he's apparently having a hard time. Even Sarah had to take a part-time job to help out. Under these hardships, the baby was finally born. The baby turned out to be a beautiful, curly-haired boy with a dark complexion. This caused some skepticism between the two, but it did not end in divorce, as far as I know. 2 years after we got divorced, I heard that Andrew grew ill due to overwork, and he became partially paralyzed and could no longer work. Sarah apparently could not take it any longer and abandoned her child and disappeared. It was impossible for Andrew to take care of the child, and his parents ended up adopting him. Last I heard, the boy was living happily with his grandparents. It's sad to see people be so short-sighted and not contemplate the future. But one thing is certain, at least the child was able to go on to a better life, and his prospects look good. As for me, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. I live with my folks, and they are more than happy to help bring up their beautiful granddaughter. I had long wanted a child, and I was over 40 when I had her, so my affection toward her is immeasurable. The only problem I have at the moment is that I tend to spoil her too much. Although it was a little late in life, I plan to give all the love I can to my little girl. And when she graduates from college, I'll be the most beautiful over 60 mom there. Mark my words.